Siddique shootout. Passerby seen writhing in pain after stray bullet hits him in the leg. Siddique murder probe ramps up. Man who hired shooter nabbed, sent to police custody. 3 accused still on the run. India Today tracks down shooter hideout in Kurla. Arson violence in Uttar Pradesh's Bahraich after clashes during a Durga Puja Visarjan. 1 person killed. UP top cop rushes to site. SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav blames the Chief Minister. Ahead of Maharashtra polls, Shinde government announces toll-free entry to Mumbai for light motor vehicles. Opposition hits out, says Shinde government fearing defeat. Karnataka government drops cases against AIMIM netas in the pro-hijab protest row. Congress netas demand DJ Hali riots case be withdrawn. BJP hits out, accuses Congress of appeasement. India versus Canada diplomatic standoff escalates. After rebutting Canada's charge, sources say India summoned the Canadian envoy. NASA to launch Europa Clipper mission today at hunt for signs of alien life on distant moon orbiting Jupiter. After with what we'd seen, communal tension rife in Bahraich of Uttar Pradesh, things far from normal right now. News just coming in. Communal tension has gripped UP's Bahraich. UP top cop has rushed to Bahraich. 5 UP Special Task Forces teams deployed on standby border area sealed. Cops keep vigil through drone cameras. That's the latest that we're getting in right now. Let's quickly listen in.
मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से अभी भी अवशेष पड़े हैं। सड़कों पर लोगों ने आगजनी की। पीछे अब पुलिस फोर्स तैनात किया गया है। भारी संख्या में पुलिस फोर्स की तैनाती बहराइच के इस महसी इलाके में की गई है। 10 कंपनी पीएससी के साथ साथ 4 आईपीएस स्तर के अधिकारी, 2 एडिशनल, 4 डिप्टी एसपी और 2 कंपनी सीएपीएफ को तैनात किया गया है। पीएससी के जवान जो किसी भी परिस्थिति से निपटने के लिए उनके हाथ में इंसास राइफल है। दंगा नियंत्रण के लिए उनके पास टीयर गैस है। तमाम संसाधनों से लैस होकर का पीएससी के जवान उस इलाके में भी जा रहे हैं, अंदर जा रहे हैं जहां बीते 24 घंटे से हिंसा का दौर लगातार चल रहा था। और ये वो रास्ता आप देख रहे हैं, पूरा रास्ता ये महसी की तरफ जा रहा है। और यहाँ कल शाम से जो आगजनी, जो हिंसा जो लोगों ने देखी, हालात बेकाबू हुए कि बहराइच के महसी इलाके में जिस तरीके से उपद्रव मचाया गया, गाड़ियों में तोड़फोड़ की गई, आगजनी की गई। एक छोटी सी घटना मूर्ति विसर्जन के दौरान हुई हिंसा, झड़प के बाद एक युवक की गोली मारकर हत्या कर दी गई और हालात ऐसे बेकाबू हो गए कि उत्तर प्रदेश की कानून व्यवस्था पर सवाल खड़े होने लगे। और आज एडीजी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को यहां पर बुलाया गया।
All right, more news coming in right now. Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav's big charge now. Akhilesh claims BJP ploy behind the riots. Akhilesh says clashes timed with upcoming by-polls, blaming the Yogi government for these clashes. Government negligence behind riots is what is being alleged by Akhilesh Yadav. Mind you, viewers, there are 10 by-polls which are coming up right now alongside Maharashtra and Jharkhand elections in the state of Uttar Pradesh. And what is now a startling charge by Akhilesh Yadav, seeming to suggest where he is alleging that blaming the Uttar Pradesh government for behind the communal unrest in Bahraich, says this is done by the BJP to get benefit where the 10 by-polls in UP are concerned. Listen in.
जिस समय ये प्रोसेशन निकलने का काम शुरू हुआ, कम से कम प्रशासन को इस बात का ध्यान रखना चाहिए था कि जो प्रोसेशन निकल रहा है उसका रूट क्या है, रूट पे पूरी सुरक्षा है कि नहीं है, पर्याप्त पुलिस है कि नहीं है, और उसके साथ साथ उन लाउड स्पीकर्स पे क्या बजाया जा रहा है। अगर ये बात मैं कहूँ तो हो सकता है सरकार कुछ और बात कहे, लेकिन कम से कम प्रशासन को यह ध्यान रखना चाहिए था कि आखिरकार क्या बजा रहे हैं, क्या किसी को अपमानित कर रहे हैं। तो ये पूरी जिम्मेदारी शासन की थी, सरकार की थी। शासन की चूक की वजह से इतनी बड़ी घटना हुई।
All right, these are startling charges made by Akhilesh Yadav, where he's saying that when the procession of the Durga Puja Visarjan procession was taking place through the streets of Bahraich, there was something being played on the loudspeakers which seemingly agitated the community which was living in that area, and later on, of course, resulted in what we saw: clashes, communal clashes in Bahraich. Samarth Srivastava joining us live. First up, Samarth, give us the ground sense. What's the current situation?
Well, exactly, Preeti. The communal tension prevails in Bahraich. As we see, the situation is quite tense and grim at the same hand. We are present in the area which is one of the most dangerous areas, where actually the riot-like situation happened from last night to today morning. But if you get the sense about the PAC, about the police teams, a lot of policemen reached on the spot and tried to pacify the situation. But it went viral. We saw the videos how the angry mob, the enraged mob, torched the vehicles, even the shops, the houses. They did not even let some people go, as many suffered injuries. Also, the media person suffered severe injuries. We are present on the spot where this particular incident happened. As you can clearly see the visuals behind me, as you see that you can see some cops right here positioned, and this is the terrace from where the viral video in which that particular man who lost his life was waving the flag. So all this happened right here because this
very quickly, for the benefit of our viewers, you know, there will be politics which will be at play, and politics should be kept aside from what is the ground sense and ground situation. You might have an Akhilesh Yadav who's saying that inflammatory music, inflammatory commentary was playing when this procession was making its way through Bahraich, and that's why it happened. That's politics. There's a counter reaction to that politically as well. But can you very quickly take our viewers through on what exactly took place in Bahraich? What happened? Sequence of events, Samarth.
Preeti, see, there are many stories. The one part is what Akhilesh Yadav is saying, that a loudspeaker was coming in and suddenly the one community members got angry and started pelting stones. Another story, the Hindu part says that suddenly when the procession was taking place in this particular area, the mob from one particular community started pelting stones, after which that particular guy reached on the terrace and removed that green flag and started waving that Bhagwa, the saffron flag. So there are many theories behind this particular story, as Hindu side is saying something else, while the Muslim side is claiming something else. But the bigger part is what police investigation points out is going to be worse, because till now police was busy to pacify the situation, as we saw the vehicles being torched and the shops being torched. But now the situation, by tomorrow, police will be investigating the part, like which part is true and which part is false.
All right. Okay, Samarth, appreciate you joining us. We're going to come back to you for more updates there. Viewers, as you know, the anatomy of a riot, there are always two sides to it. And trust us to get you up to speed with the very latest in terms of the ground situation. To take you forward in the same story, a communal riot broke out in Bahraich of Uttar Pradesh yesterday. All of this in midst of Durga Puja celebrations. The violence escalated when gunfire claimed the life of Ram Gopal Mishra, a resident of Rahua Mansoor village. Unrest spread across the area, prompting heavy police deployment as mobs took over the streets. In an FIR, a case has been registered against 10 individuals, while the remaining 4 are unidentified. More than 30 people have been detained by the cops. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath warned that those attempting to disrupt peace will face strict action.
घरों के अंदर आग लगा दी गई है। फायर ब्रिगेड को हालांकि बुलाया गया है, लेकिन तोड़फोड़ का नज़ारा आप देखिए किस तरीके का, यहाँ पर किस तरीके की तस्वीरें निकलकर सामने आ रही हैं। ये जो घर है इसमें पूरी तरीके से देखिए अंदर से घुसकर आग लगाई गई है। ये तस्वीरें बयां करती हैं कि क्या आलम है बहराइच का, किस तरीके से हालात हैं यहाँ पर। पुलिस कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रही है लगातार यहाँ पर, चूँकि जिन घरों में आग लगाई गई है यहाँ के लोग छोड़ कर चले गए हैं, और लगातार वो ये कबारी टोला बोला जाता है। यहाँ पर एसडीएम और डीएम की पूरी तरीके से टीमें मुस्तैद हैं और आने की कोशिश कर रही हैं। आप देखिए कि क्या तस्वीरें हैं यहाँ पर जो बयां कर रही हैं कि हालत यहाँ के क्या हालात हैं। वो आप देखने की कोशिश करिए कि किस तरीके के हालात हैं। जो लोग हैं यहाँ पर वो उनके घरों में आग लगाई गई है। जिस तरीके से आगजनी की गई है, देखिए यहाँ पर पूरी तरीके से आप धुआं देख सकते हैं। और इस पूरे प्रकरण को लेकर पुलिस फोर्स को एक्स्ट्रा और बढ़ाया गया, यहाँ पर लगाया गया। लोग भी लगातार ये चुकी अपील कर रहे थे। और ऐसे में हीरो हांडा की ये जो एजेंसी है उसमें देखिए कि आगजनी हुई है। गाड़ियां खड़ी थी तो उन्हीं को पूरी तरीके से जला दिया गया है, यानी कि आगजनी की गई है। और इस आगजनी को लेकर पूरी तरीके से पुलिस प्रशासन यहाँ पर पहुंचने की कोशिश कर रहा था, लेकिन यहाँ पर पूरी तरीके से इसको आग के हवाले कर दिया गया है। और कहीं ना कहीं ये इसके पास में एक हॉस्पिटल था, उस हॉस्पिटल में भी आग लगा दी गई है और पूरी तरीके से तोड़फोड़ की गई। हम तस्वीरों में आपको दिखाते हैं, सीट पूरी जला दी गई है यहाँ पर। और अंदर देखिए किस तरीके के हालात हैं। यहाँ पर पूरी तरीके से जो तोड़फोड़ की गई, उसके बाद इसमें आगजनी कर दी गई, यानी हिंसा पूरी तरीके से उबाल पर है। और कहीं ना कहीं लोग जो हैं वो समझाने पर भी नहीं आ रहे हैं। और ये ऑपरेशन थिएटर था, उस ऑपरेशन थिएटर में पूरी तरीके से तोड़फोड़ कर दी गई अंदर घुस के। यहाँ पर पुलिस फोर्स को तैनात किया गया है। लोग क्योंकि सुबह से ही आज आक्रोश में थे और उसी को लेकर ये सारी हिंसा फैलाई गई है। कहीं ना कहीं इसमें वायलेंस हुआ है। और देखिए कि तोड़फोड़ किस कदर से गुस्सा दिखाया गया है। आप चीज़ों को देखिए कि किस तरीके से गुस्सा दिखाया गया है, आक्रोश देखिए।
And like I said, viewers, still now there are two sides of the story. Who started the violence? But the end result have been two communities resulting in violent clashes amidst each other. And things right now still not under control is what our reporters are telling us. Sporadic incidents of violence have been reported in Bahraich. The top cops of Uttar Pradesh have now moved to Bahraich to quickly get the situation under control. With that, I want to quickly shift focus to Mumbai, Maharashtra, where the Mumbai police have arrested 3 people in connection with the murder of former Maharashtra Minister Baba Siddique, who was shot outside his office on Saturday. 3 other accused have been identified.
Baba Siddique's murder has sent shockwaves across Mumbai. The motive for the hit ordered on the former Maharashtra minister and NCP leader who was shot dead on Saturday in Bandra is still not known. India Today has accessed an exclusive video of a man who was injured in the shootout, writhing in pain. India Today also exclusively accessed the hideouts of the shooters. The police have identified 6 suspects so far. Alleged shooters Gurmail Singh from Haryana and Dharamraj Kashyap from UP are in police custody. The third suspected shooter, Shiv Gautam from UP, and accused Zishan Akhtar are absconding. Shubham Lonkar, an alleged member of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang who shared social media posts in support of the gangster, is on the run. Lonkar's brother Praveen has been arrested. Maharashtra CM Eknath Shinde has vowed death penalty to the accused in Baba Siddique's murder.
बदलापुर वाले केस में एक छोटी बच्ची पे अत्याचार हुआ, उस आरोपी की बाजू लेने वाले ये लोग, ये क्या कानून की भाषा करते हैं? ये कानून व्यवस्था बनाए रखने की जिम्मेदारी हमारी है। और बाबा सिद्दीकी जिसके ऊपर जिन्होंने हमला किया, हत्या हुई है, एक को भी हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे, सभी को फांसी लगाएंगे।
While the police are yet to find the motive for the murder, many theories are doing the rounds. Among the possible motives is Lawrence Bishnoi gang taking vengeance against Salman Khan for killing a black buck in 1998. The Bishnoi community considers black buck holy. Baba Siddique had close ties with Salman Khan. Lawrence has often issued warnings that those who are close to Salman are also on the radar. Another theory surrounds the death of Anuj Thapan, an alleged gangster who died in jail. Anuj was one of the 3 suspects arrested for firing at Salman Khan's residence in April this year. Baba Siddique's alleged association with underworld don Dawood Ibrahim is also under the lens. And lastly, Baba Siddique's role in a slum development project could have provoked his business rivals to order the hit.
Police have clearly stated that they are probing all possible angles in this case, though they are yet to come on record and say that this is an act of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. But the footprints, the evidence that has been collected, the arrested accused, the wanted accused, have affiliation to the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. With camera person Swaraj, this is Divyesh Singh in Mumbai for India Today.
Quickly moving on in the bulletin, 8 years since the killing of Gauri Lankesh, the men accused in the Gauri Lankesh murder case were given a rousing welcome on their arrival in their hometown, Vijaypura. Parshuram Wagmore and Manohar Yadav were released along with 6 others on bail on October 9th by a trial court and were released from the jail on October 11th. Gauri Lankesh's sister has hit out, calling the garlanding of the murder accused as a vile act. Not just that, Kavita Lankesh also claims the family is now living in fear once again after these accused were granted bail.
No, I'm absolutely shocked and appalled actually. And it's vile. It's the whole atmosphere they're creating is out of viciousness, you know. Because I think they're not at all acquitted still. They're just out on bail, which they forget. And this is what they should remember first. And if they get acquitted, they'll have to go back. And in the meantime, if they're getting honored, see, this is the time we fear the society we are living in. In UP, Bilkis Bano, people get, the accused get rousing welcome, like you said. Rapists there, murderers there, and they get rousing welcome there. We are from the Sangh Parivar and offshoot of those people. Ignoring all this, if the Sangh Parivar people are honoring them, so you can understand the state of mind they are in.
ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಆರೋಪಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವಿನಾಕಾರಣ ಅವರು ಹಿಂದೂ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಪವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರನ್ನು ಬಂಧಿಸಿ ಒತ್ತಾಯಪೂರ್ವಕ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಸ್ ಅವರ ಮ್ಯಾಗೆ ಹೇರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನೀವು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರುಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೊಡೆದು ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಚ್ಚದವ್ರ ಮ್ಯಾಗಿನ ಕೇಸ್ ಹೊಳೆ ತಕ್ಕೋತೀರಿ.
All right, with that, it's a quick wrap on this edition of News. Do stay tuned. On the other side, it's to the point.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
एक दोस्त है जिससे बात किए बिना हम रह नहीं सकते, बातें घंटों की हों या कुछ सेकंड्स की। ये दोस्त हमेशा हमारी बात सुनता है, क्योंकि हमारा सबसे अच्छा दोस्त भगवान ही तो है। मंगलदीप, दिल से करो बात भगवान के साथ।
This is the south suburban of Beirut, and India Today is at ground zero. Now, if I could take you 3 pictures, this entire apartment, there was a targeted attack, this strike, and if you see the entire structure was literally has turned into rubble. More and more there is a fear, particularly the south suburban has become a target area for the Israeli Air Force while they are advancing from the south to the northern part. Here the air strike continues. In Beirut suburban, this is Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.
Grounded in journalism, on the ground reporting, only on India Today TV.
The brazen murder of NCP leader Baba Siddique has shaken up Maharashtra ahead of the imminent assembly elections. The opposition has lashed out at the Eknath Shinde government over the gangster-style assassination of Baba Siddique. The Mahayuti government has urged the opposition not to politicize the murder. The return of gangster killings in Mumbai is set to become an election issue in Maharashtra. The murder is particularly embarrassing for the BJP. as the home portfolio is held by its leader and Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis. With Divyesh Singh, Dipesh Tripathi and Vidya in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
इस पे उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री जी ने बहुत कड़ाई के साथ कहा है कि जिन लोगों ने भी माहौल बिगाड़ने की कोशिश की उन्हें बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। मगर एक बात और गंभीरता से सोचिए कि ये किसकी ताकत बढ़ गई है जो पिछले कुछ समय से इस ढंग की घटनाएं देश में बढ़ गई हैं। ये मैं देश के विचार के लिए सोचता हूं। जो लोग कहते थे ना कि पिछले कुछ महीने से कुछ ताकत बढ़ गई, कुछ शक्तियों की, ये कौन सी शक्तियां थी जिनकी ताकत बढ़ी है? ये कौन सी शक्तियां हैं जो भारत को कमजोर करना चाहती हैं? आर्थिक आधार पर भी, सामाजिक आधार पर भी, सांस्कृतिक आधार पर भी। ये सब कहीं ना कहीं उन्हीं शक्तियों के टूल बने हुए हैं। जो
देखिए, पूरे प्रदेश में मैं पहले से कह रहा हूं जंगल राज कायम है। वहां पर गोली चली। बनारस में 481 साल पुराने भरत मिलाप में राम भक्तों पर इस सरकार ने लाठी चलवाई है।
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat performed a Shastra Puja at the RSS headquarters in Nagpur on the occasion of Vijayadashami. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari and Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, along with former ISRO chiefs K. Radhakrishnan and K. Sevan were present on the occasion.
घटनाएं होती है उसका नियंत्रण वगैरह करना।
The key takeaway from the event was RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat's speech. From attack on Hindus in Bangladesh to a message of unity to condemning the Kolkata rape horror to the Israel-Hamas war, Bhagwat spoke on many issues.
जिस प्रकार से टालमटाल का प्रयास हुआ, अपराधियों को संरक्षण देने का प्रयास हुआ।
Bhagwat slammed Bangladesh and condemned the recent reports of all the atrocities that are taking place against the Hindus who are in a minority in the state of Bangladesh. He said there was a plot which was being hatched to destabilize India and Hindus have been fighting unitedly for their protection in Bangladesh. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat stressed on the need of the hour to stay united during testing times. He also urged the Hindus that they must stay united and they must protect themselves. They must eliminate language, caste and regional differences and the disputes.
विशेषकर युवा पीढ़ी में हम देखते हैं।
Mohan Bhagwat also condemned the RG car hospital horror and called the incident very shameful. The opposition slammed Mohan Bhagwat, saying that it is the people associated with the Sangh Parivar that are wanting to divide the country.
On one side, the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat asking the Hindus to stay united and get awakened to tackle situations such as stone pelting on Hindu festivals. On the other side, the opposition leaders are taking strong criticism to such comments. with video journalist Ankit Singh. This is Amit Bhardwaj reporting for India Today from Delhi.
It's a really most unfortunate incident which had occurred in Mumbai yesterday night. Mumbai had not witnessed since number of years the murder of any political leader. So the prime question is why the murder had occurred, who had committed. No doubt two suspects were apprehended by the mob on the spot, and I learned that the third assailant ran away from the crowd.
जो हुआ है बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और अत्यंत निंदनीय है। सरकार को ये पूरी कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि जो भी इसका जिम्मेदार है, जिसने भी ये षड्यंत्र रचा है, उसको सख्त से सख्त सजा दी जाए और मेरी सांत्वनाएं उनके परिवार के साथ हैं।
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
After snatching victory from the jaws of exit poll defeat in Haryana, for the BJP and the Mahayuti, it's game on Maharashtra. Upbeat post-Haryana verdict, it's all in for Maharashtra. Taking a leaf from Haryana, Mahayuti pushes for SC-OBC vote bloc. And it's raining poll sops, welfare schemes or reverie. Direct cash transfer of 1,500 monthly stipend for women. 3 free LPG refills per annum. Free pilgrimages for senior citizens. Free professional education for women from weaker sections. The honorarium of teachers in madrasas increased. No toll for cars, SUVs entering Mumbai. Free education for girls till graduation. Multiple SOPs for farmers and a flood of other freebies. Khatakhat, Revri or Yojnas, call it what you may. Populism politics is here to stay. As the Maha political contest closes in, Mahayuti's freebie gambit. Top story on To The Point this evening. Mahayuti's freebie gambit. Top story on To The Point this evening. So the question, one of them taken in as a lesson from Haryana elections, try and move towards the SC plus OBC bloc where the Mahayuti is concerned, combined with this massive freebie push. Will this gambit by the Mahayuti pay off? Let's cut across right now to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Dr. Manisha Kayande, spokesperson, Shiv Sena Shinde, Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Sanjana Ghadi, spokesperson, Shiv Sena UBT, Bhavna Sharma Jain, national spokesperson, Congress. We seem to only have Bhavna Sharma Jain with us right now. But Bhavna, my first question coming to the fact that what is wrong with what the Mahayuti is doing? Because today, the Congress, the Uddhav Sena, the Sharad Pawar faction, NCP, are all going out and suggesting that you're looking to distribute freebies to win votes. What is it that you do when you campaign and you take the same formula of freebies in your states, be it the state of Karnataka or what you offered in Haryana?
Preeti, the difference is that this government has woken up to the plea of the people, the situation of high inflation that has been imposed on the people of Maharashtra and the people of the country. You see the price rise that the women of this city, of this state are facing, whether you see on the LPG cylinder, whether you see the prices of the vegetables, whether it is the tomatoes, onions, the basic vegetables that are used in an Indian household, the prices are skyrocketing. So when the situation is so out of control and they have faced a humiliating defeat in the Lok Sabha in Maharashtra, Maharashtra has given a big blow to the triple engine sarkar that they are calling, the three chief ministers that are sitting in Maharashtra, and the plight of the people is so completely ignored. So they have just decided that, okay, let's throw all the freebies that they can at the people, and all possible sops are being offered to the people to try to get their vote back.
All right.
But the people have completely sidelined, and people are ready to throw
Ms.
this
Sharma,
government out of power.
okay. All right, but Ms. Sharma, one needs to be a tad bit, ma'am, one needs to be a tad bit careful nowadays, especially when you speak of humiliating defeats. You're talking about Lok Sabha, you were just handed one exactly a week ago. So I would think it's a little rich, and you steer clear of, handing out humiliation to your political counterpart. But having said that, really not much difference with what you do in terms of going into an election, or which the Mahayuti is doing. It's the time of populism politics. It's paying. It is paying, and therefore, why should any party be left behind? I want to bring in Dr. Manisha. Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Let me also include Dr. Manisha Kayande, spokesperson Shiv Sena, Shinde faction, into this debate. Ms. Kayande, I have a very simple question. Let's focus on your latest SOP, or your latest freebie, or your latest welfare scheme, if that's what you want to call it, because it's all quite the same. And that is free toll in Mumbai for light motor vehicles. Just a question, why not entire Maharashtra? What happens for the rest of India? What is the reasoning of giving this toll when it's been a demand for 22 years?
Well, this was a demand since long.
Exactly. Why now?
And, okay, would you allow me to answer?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So this was a long-standing demand. And if you remember, Honorable Eknathji Shinde, when he was a minister, not a CM, since that time he was always for abolition of the toll. Particularly, see, why Mumbai? Your question was why only Mumbai? Because people come to Mumbai for various reasons. It's the financial capital. The entire government establishment is in Mumbai. And therefore, thousands and thousands of people come to Mumbai every day for various types of activities, for various types of work. So Mumbai is a very crucial city. The people come from the entire nation to Mumbai. And see, this was always the need, because the tolls were a big sore to people, and the long queues, the pollution, the honking, and the entire menace that is associated with the tolls. And this delays, and this Sarkar, the Eknath Shinde Sarkar, is a Gatiman Sarkar. We don't want to stop the Gati. We don't want any type of...
But Ms. Kayande, the Gati is only picking up speed as close as you get to the date of announcement of elections. What was stopping Mr. Shinde over the entire year to go ahead and make this call, if he was so bothered about people piling away in queues right outside Mumbai? It's been a 22-year-old demand, ma'am. Nothing is new.
Well, I know the demand was old, but when Eknath Shinde took over just 2.5 years ago, as a CM, there were so many other priorities. There were, if you have seen that, thousands of decisions have been made, and this one of the important decisions. But of course, everything had to be worked out. So of course, it is the government priority that what they want to do first and what next.
Ma'am, a lot of people don't understand it, because why is it so difficult to accept? Yes, an election is in order. What we're doing is nothing wrong. This is what everyone does. Why, try and garb it in this, welfare scheme or a yojana? This is what's selling.
See, every government does that.
All right, ma'am, just hold on. I'm going to quickly go into the news break that we're getting, and I'm coming right back. Just allow me this. All right, news break right now coming in. India has downgraded diplomatic ties with Canada. India has withdrawn High Commissioner from Canada, declaring the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats as persons of interest in Niger killing probe. This is huge, viewers. India has called Canada's charge deliberate smear campaign, no faith in Trudeau's government. This is huge where India's diplomatic relationship with Canada is concerned, which was already teetering at the edges earlier. And the latest that is coming in right now is that India has downgraded diplomatic ties with Canada. India has withdrawn the High Commissioner from Canada, declaring the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats as persons of interest by Canada in the Niger killing probe. India has called Canada's charge deliberate smear campaign. No faith in Trudeau's governments. It's gloves off, viewers. Listen into the reactions coming in.
Has done what India has been asking for. Canada has provided credible, irrefutable evidence of ties between agents of the government of India and a murder of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil. Now it is time for India to live up to what it said it would do and look into those allegations. It is in the interest of both our countries and the peoples of our countries to get to the bottom of this. Canada stands ready to cooperate with India.
It's huge, viewers. A massive escalation where the diplomatic relationship between India and Canada was concerned. Now, all of this surrounding the 2023 murder of Niger that had already crashed the diplomatic ties between New Delhi and Ottawa. And the latest that is coming in right now is a direct charge by Canada declaring the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats as person of interest in Niger killing. Now, off the back of that, India has in fact downgraded diplomatic ties with Canada. India has withdrawn the High Commissioner status from Canada and has gone ahead and made it very clear. It's an official statement coming in from India where India said that India has no faith in the Canadian government headed by Mr. Trudeau. This is huge, viewers, when it comes down to it. I'm going to cut across to Shashank Mattu, who's joining us for more details on the phone line. Shashank, what more can you add?
No, absolutely. This is just a massive story. You know, India does not withdraw its high commissioners. It is only at times of great diplomatic tensions. I can only personally think of sometimes back in the 1970s when India has done this to express its extreme displeasure with particular countries. And this is truly an unprecedented step that India has taken to withdraw its high commissioner from Canada. It doesn't get bigger than this in terms of downgrading your relationship between major Western countries, summoning their charge d'affaires, and also saying that it has absolutely no faith in the ability of the Canadian government to maintain its obligations under the Vienna Convention. So very clearly the Ministry of External Affairs saying that it does not believe the Canadian government will uphold its obligations to India and to Indian diplomats. Remember, this is coming out of after weeks and months and years of India saying that its diplomats are being threatened by Khalistani groups in Canada. Their villages have been burned, they have been shot at. The Indian government has been very clear that they sees that as a major diplomatic incident, and the Canadian government has not done what it should have to maintain their physical security and safety. And now the Indian government has taken this unprecedented step to withdraw its High Commissioner from Canada. So it does not get bigger than this in terms of a rebuke. It does not get bigger than this in terms of the downgrading of diplomatic relations with a particular country.
You know, Shashank, just stay with me. I want to run our viewers through the backdrop of all of this, viewers. The Ministry of External Affairs of India yesterday had received a diplomatic communique from Canada suggesting that the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats are persons of interest in a matter related to an investigation in that country. That investigation tantamounted to Niger's killing. At the back of that, India had summoned Canada's charge d'affaires in New Delhi after clearly diplomatic relations between the two countries witnessed a new low where Canada literally charged the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats as possible persons of interest in the murder of, or the killing rather, of Niger. Now, India, after that meeting, has downgraded diplomatic ties. I want to bring in Shashank back into this conversation. Shashank, with the backdrop of that, what can it now to take on further? What does it actually mean when a country has downgraded diplomatic ties. India downgrading diplomatic ties with Canada. What does it translate into?
Well, effectively, it means that any hope of a political reconciliation between India and Canada are effectively dead in the water. There was some speculation. Remember that just a couple of days and weeks ago, we had Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Prime Minister Narendra Modi meet on the sidelines of the ASEAN-India Forum, and there was some conversation about perhaps some sort of rapprochement between those two countries. This is effectively a meet that dead in the water. It seems very, very clearly that what the statements that we have seen from India coming out today have directly targeted Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and have said that we have no faith in Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government. That is very, very rare. You do not see the Indian Foreign Ministry directly target a serving leader of a foreign country and say we have no faith in this particular individual. Generally, India tries its best to maintain good relations with all sides of the political divide, but it's making very clear we do not trust Justin Trudeau and his Liberal government in Canada because of its ties to Khalistanis. And until really sending the signal that until the Liberal government remains in power in Canada, any hopes of a political reconciliation between India and Canada is effectively dead in the water. It is not going to be possible because it has no trust. And I'm again citing what the Ministry of External Affairs has said, something extraordinary, that it has no trust in the Canadian government's ability to maintain the security of its diplomats.
Shashank, exactly, that's what I'm touching upon. No trust in the Trudeau-led Canadian government. I would think that has been one of the strongest diplomatic statements India has ever made in the recent past, when you look at it where a country is concerned. A clear new law where the diplomatic relationships with Canada means what does the spin-off of downgrading diplomatic ties mean for a lot of people who do business with Canada, where India does business with Canada? There are visas at play. What does it actually mean? Does it have any bearings on any of that? There are a lot of students who are studying in Canada.
And let me spin out some of the complications for you. For example, one of the big problems that has come into place in the India-Canada relationship because of this tension over the Hardeep Singh Nijjar case is that conversations on an India-Canada FTA have stalled completely. There were some conversations of perhaps restarting those because of the benefits to both sides. That is again dead in the water. It has been stalled for about a year or so, and it is likely to remain stalled. So if you're doing business and you want more access to the Canadian market and the Canadian businesses want more access to the Indian market, you can forget about it because that seems very, very difficult at this point in time. And of course, the Canadian, one of the major arguments that was made when the Canadian diplomats were withdrawn from India, you will remember just when the first diplomatic confrontation over this broke out in 2023, dozens of Canadian diplomats were withdrawn from India, and that made processing visas for Indian students going to Canada harder. That was the argument the Canadians were making. This will make it harder for us to operate our consulates, get Indian visas to come to Canada. You can expect that that is also going to get much more difficult. There are also conversations on defense and greater cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, and defense requires strategic trust between two countries. That is again not going to be a possibility. So you're seeing time and time again that there were conversations between officials and diplomats, meetings between Dr. Jaishankar and his counterparts in Canada, the Canadian Foreign Minister. So you can expect that that strategic cooperation on defense, that cooperation on economics and trade and the free trade agreement, as well as on visas and education. Remember that the Canadian government has introduced restrictions on foreign students coming into India. You can expect that India pushing its position on this and making sure that students are taken care of, that is going to perhaps get also a little more complicated, a little more difficult when you have such massive tensions between India and the government of Justin Trudeau in Canada.
Shashank, you've detailed what the complications could really mean, but diplomatically, nothing stands in isolation, Shashank. There is going to be fallout of this diplomatically on a larger, scale. And if you go macro in terms of world politics, because now there will be countries which possibly would be pushed to take sides. How do you see this play out?
This has absolutely been a concern since day one, since Justin Trudeau stood up in September 2023 in the Canadian House of Commons and said that his government suspected that India's government was involved in the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. We have always had this question, what side will Western governments take? Because you would remember that it is suspected that it was the American intelligence agencies that gave Canada the intelligence that they needed to make this assertion that India was somehow involved in this assassination. But what you have seen since then is you have countries release boilerplate statements saying that, look, we want India to cooperate with Canada, we want the two countries to work together bilaterally to figure this situation out. But beyond that, you have really had no other diplomatic blowback and repercussions. Our relationship with the United States of America, with the Australians, with other countries that form a very, very tight-knit security alliance with with the Canadians have really not taken a much larger stand. They have often stay away from it because as far as they are concerned, India is their big strategic pivot into Asia, their big anchor in the Indo-Pacific, their big anchor against China, as well as a major trading relationship. They are not going to throw that away because of a bilateral problem between India and Canada. Countries are very clear-eyed about their interests, and they made very clear that they are not going to take sides between India and Canada. So if Canada was expecting some level of diplomatic support from its Western allies, the most they will get is a sympathetic nod. But beyond that, there is going to be no effect, as far as I can tell, on India's relationship with its major Western counterparts. If Canada was expecting diplomatic support from Western countries, it is unlikely to get it on this issue.
Shashank, that's where world politics is concerned. You've, detailed that with us. But also somewhere down the line, it's not just, not getting support from its Western allies where Canada is concerned. You have a man like Justin Trudeau who politically right now, with his back towards the wall, there's a lot going on in his own country, where his own politics is concerned. Do you see this as well, a fallout of that and a reactionary, a reaction to that?
This is absolutely a topic of conversation right now in Canada. As you mentioned very rightly, Justin Trudeau is flagging in every single poll. He is widely expected to be drubbed and defeated by the opposition Conservative Party in the upcoming elections. He's also expected, you would recall, to testify at a major foreign interference commission in the recent weeks ahead. So this could also be a political ploy at home to show that he is strong on a key issue of national security. We would also remember that his government largely survives with the support of the New Democratic Party, the NDP, whose leader Jagmeet Singh has been associated with pro-Khalistan causes as well. So you will see that there is an incentive for the Canadian Prime Minister to seem strong on this issue. So definitely there is some issue, there is the point of domestic politics. He needs to appear strong when on every single issue of domestic politics, whether it's the economy, whether it's housing costs, he's increasingly seen as weak and ineffectual by his own party. There has been pressure on him to step down. From India's perspective, the big silver lining in this is likely to be that no matter what his government does, it is likely to lose the upcoming Canadian general election to the Conservatives who in the past have been much stronger on the relationship with India. Really, our relationship with Canada began to go down once the Liberal Party came into power, given its sympathies and its links to particular Khalistani groups, which the Conservatives have in the past been unwilling to tolerate. So from India's perspective, the silver lining will be that Justin Trudeau is desperate domestically. He is unlikely to be able to reverse the domestic political tide. And so it seems that his political future is increasingly bleak. So India can at least hope for that this India's relationship with Canada will change once Trudeau's Liberal government loses in the elections that are scheduled for 2025.
Well, that is what's expected. Shashank, appreciate you joining us and explaining the various facets of what has really gone down, because what has really gone down very unexpected. This is huge. To detail it for our viewers, India has downgraded diplomatic ties with Canada. It has withdrawn the High Commission from Canada. All of this at the back of Canada declaring the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats as persons of interest in the Niger killing probe. India has called out Canada and suggesting that, saying it quite clearly, that India has no faith in the Trudeau-led government. Listen in to this reaction of Canada coming out after a meeting with India. Listen in.
The government of Canada has done what India has long been asking for. Canada has provided credible, irrefutable evidence of ties between agents of the government of India and a murder of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil. Now it is time for India to live up to what it said it would do and look into those allegations. It is in the interest of both our countries and the peoples of our countries to get to the bottom of this. Canada stands ready to cooperate with India.
All right, let's quickly cut across right now to my colleague Shiv Arur, who's joining us with more details there. Shiv, it's never quite happened that in recent public memory where diplomatic affairs are concerned, India downgrading diplomatic ties with Canada, multiple facets to it. How do you read the developments?
Very big move, as you rightly said, Preeti, because for starters, Canada actually happens to have one of the largest expat populations of people either Indian nationals or Indians of people of Indian origin. Nearly 2 million people of that mix currently reside there. The number of students from India who study in Canada currently is roughly 310 to 320,000, though that number has come down since the diplomatic fracas that erupted last year over the Niger killing. The trade between India and Canada is also has been on an upswing. So this is a huge move that India has taken. Downgrading of diplomatic ties is not a move that can be taken lightly, especially when you have a large base to cater for and support in a country as large as Canada. And therefore, we're going to have to see what the repercussions are of this.
Well, you're right there, and there are going to be far-reaching repercussions there because it's not just going to end at downgrading diplomatic ties. It's about business between the two countries. It's about visas that are stuck. It's about student visas and students that we have there. And of course, Shiv also detailed the number of Indians that reside in Canada. We're going to keep a keen eye on all developments. Thank you for joining us. A quick break. Stay with us. On the other side is Rahul Kanwar.
एक दोस्त है जिससे बात किए बिना हम रह नहीं सकते, बातें घंटों की हों या कुछ सेकंड्स की। ये दोस्त हमेशा हमारी बात सुनता है, क्योंकि हमारा सबसे अच्छा दोस्त भगवान ही तो है। मंगलदीप, दिल से करो बात भगवान के साथ।
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Hi, I am AI anchor Sana, bringing the top headlines for you, presented by Motorola. Former Maharashtra CM Uddhav Thackeray, hospitalized in Mumbai's Reliance Hospital, undergoes angioplasty due to a heart blockage. Delhi CM Atishi meets PM Modi for first time after taking office as Chief Minister of Delhi. Congress Haryana in charge Deepak Babria offers to quit over disastrous poll performance in Haryana.
A gangster who has got high-profile politicians and actors on his radar.
सलमान खान को आपने धमकी दिलवाई? सिद्धू मूसेवाला मरवाया?
A gangster who has now become a household name. Lawrence Bishnoi is suspected to have ordered the hit on Neta Baba Siddique. That's right. The same gangster who has been threatening Salman Khan repeatedly may have killed Baba Siddique too. But where is Bishnoi now? Believe it or not, Lawrence Bishnoi is calling the shots from behind bars. Bishnoi is lodged in the Sabarmati Central Jail, currently transferred last year from Delhi's Tihar Jail. And this footage is proof that he enjoys all possible perks in jail too. This 19-second video came to light a few months ago, where Bishnoi is seen speaking to a Pakistan-based gangster. So he clearly has access to a phone. With Lawrence Bishnoi still calling the shots, agencies are on high alert. And here is the gangsters' hit list that India Today has accessed. Number 1 on the list is superstar Salman Khan, and that's why security at his residence has also been beefed up. Number 2 is Sidhu Moosewala's ex-manager Shagunpreet for helping a rival gang. Third on the list is Mandeep Dhaliwal, who owns Thug Life Company, again for harboring rival gang members. The fourth and fifth targets are members of the rival gang that shot Bishnoi gang member Vicky Midukera. With Lawrence Bishnoi continuing his reign of terror from behind bars, serious questions are being asked on why authorities have failed to ensure a crackdown on this gangster's nefarious activities. With Arvind Ojha in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Shocking assassination of a veteran politician on the streets of Mumbai. NCP leader Baba Siddique shot dead by at least 3 armed